Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to make this cute little Christmas tree. It's really easy to make. It's done in, you can either do it in single crochets or in double crochets, and after we're done with the tree we can do the little bottom at the end. You can do that in the same color or use a different color. You can use any material you like and any color you like. For this one I added a little wooden bead at the top just to symbolize the star or whatever you put on top of your tree, but that is really optional, so you can make this your own project and do it in any way you like. Let's jump into the tutorial. So we're going to start by building from the top of the tree and our way down, and you can make it as big or small as you like. We're going to start with a magic ring, so I am going to do that. I'm going to cross over and form my X, and I'm going in and pulling the yarn from underneath and chaining one. We're going to start by doing single crochets. We're going to start by chaining one to get the right height, and then we're going to put in 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And this will be the top of our tree, and you can adjust that later. Then we're going to do our second round, and we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and then we're going to work in the back loops only. So here we have our first stitch, so we have the front loop and the back loop. We're going to go into the back loop only and put in 1 single crochet. In the next one, so this is the centered one, so we did 3, so this is number 2. In here we're going to put 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And in the last single crochet, also only using the back loop, we're going to put in 1 single crochet. So now we have 5 single crochets. And we can tighten up our top to see what that looks like. Then we're going to chain 1 and turn. And on this next row, again, we're not working in our turning chain, but we're going into the first stitch using the back loop only and putting in a single crochet. I'm going to do that one more time. So 2 single crochets. Then we are at our center, so in there we're going to put 3 single crochets. And that's the idea of this pattern. We're going to put 3 in our centered stitch all the way. But we're going to do something a little bit different as well to get the right width. So in the next one we're going to put in 1 single crochet and also 1 in the last, and it is hiding a little bit up here, so just make sure you don't get your turning chain, but it is sitting down here. So now we have 1 single, 1 single, 3 single in the same, and 2 single, so 2, 4, 6. So now we have 7 single crochets. And now we're going to start increasing and decreasing at the same time. So we're going to decrease a little bit on the sides, and we're going to increase in the center. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and then we're going to, so this is our turning chain, and we're going to skip the first single crochet. So in the next one we're going to put in 1 single crochet, and also in the next one. So we're going to have the same number of single crochets on this row, but because we are adding 3 single crochets in the center, we are going to skip the first single crochet on the side. So here in the center we're going to put 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3, and then we have 3 stitches left over here, but we're only going to put in single crochets in the first 2. We're skipping the last one out here, like that. And everything, it looks a little fluffy right now, but it will come together. So we're going to chain 1, and now we're back on a regular row. So we're going to start in our first single crochet. So this time we're going to have 3 single crochets before we get to the center. So 2 and 3, and then we are at our center, and we're going to put in 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3, and then another 3 single crochets, 1 in each. 1, 2, and 3. And again, going to chain 1 and turn our work and continue. So the next row will be one of the rows where we skip the outer stitches, so we have the same number of stitches as we did before, so total of 9 stitches, and we still have 3 stitches in our center part. And you can just do this for as long as you want to make it the right height just for you. I'm going to continue with a few more rows, and then I will show you how we can do the bottom of the tree. So I put in a few more rows, and I'm up to, I think I have 8 single crochets plus 3 plus 8. So I'm up to 19 single crochets for that last row. If you have a bit of a hard time finding your center every time, you can always mark it out after you did it on the previous round. And you can always, if you lose track of where you're at, you can always, if you look up here, you have your first 2 rows, and you can clearly see that these 2 rows go together and these 2. So you can always check and see, okay, I have 2 rows. So I am done with my second row of those 2 that has the same stitch count. Again, you can make it as big as you want. I want to show you real quick because I'm doing one in a really bright golden color right here. So you can see this is quite big. I think I'm about done with it. I still want to make the bottom. I think I will use this as a table decoration for Christmas, but I'm not totally set on that yet. But let's do the bottom of the tree. So I just attached my brown yarn to the bottom of the tree. I like to work over 5 stitches when I'm doing the bottom. You can also work over 3 or 7 depending on how big your project is. But just attach your yarn any way you prefer it. You can do the same color or you can do a different color. I just tied my color with a knot, simple as that. And I'm going in and I'm going to chain 1. We're not working back loops or front loops or anything like that. We're just working in the stitches, and I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the same stitch where I attached my yarn. And then in the next 4 stitches, I am going to place 1 single crochet, working over in my end as I go. So 1, and 2, and 3, and this is the last one. So a total of 5 single crochets. I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and in the same, so in the first stitch, so this is the chain 1, in the first stitch I'm just going to place a single crochet. You can also test out if half double crochets or double crochets work better for you and your project. That is really up to you. And as mentioned, you can make it as wide as you like, depending on how big your project is. But I'm going to put in 5 single crochets across, and I think this will be enough for this size project. So here you have it. I think that looks pretty good. It will work, definitely work fine as a Christmas tree. I might be tempted to add another round, but I think for now this looks great.